and you were telling me about your like breaking point. So give us a little bit of that backstory.
So, I guess just I want to start with, I went to college, graduated, got my degree early. I've always had a great career life. Um, but one of the things I always suffered in was my personal life, as far as love, companionship, children, things like that. So when I got to the age where society says a woman should have children and a husband, which is about 25, 26. These days it's a little older. It's probably 30 when society says we should have those things.
Right.
So I was 30 and again successful in my career, but I did not have a partner. I did not have children, and I was lonely. I was lonely. I thought God had forgotten about me. Um, and along with that, thinking God had forgotten about me, coupled with some abandonment issues I had as a child, um, with the additional don't have children, everybody says, what's wrong? Why don't you want kids? Everybody thinks you don't want kids, or what's wrong with you? Um, Even with me not having a spouse or a prospect of a
Yeah.
spouse was, well, what's wrong with you? Um, so with all of that going on, I started. I guess I can say when you see self hate, what self hate would look like, and in my case, that was drinking, clubbing, smoking, and just a very unhealthy life. Very very unhealthy life. I smiled on the outside, dying on the inside. Um, I recall one night, or one day rather, I had been out all night, partying, drinking, just trying to kill whatever it was I was thinking in my head. And my mom called, and which she always would on Sunday morning, and she said, "Are you getting ready for church?" Of course, I'm thinking, "No, I'm not getting ready for church, lady. I'm drunk. I'm still drunk." And even though I laugh at that, it's really it was sad because I should have been getting ready for church. A 30-something-year-old woman praying and asking God for a husband and children. But that wasn't what I was doing. So I told her, Mom, I'll call you later. I got off the phone. I fell back asleep. I woke up. I remember it like it was yesterday. I woke up, heart beating 90 to nothing out of my chest. And it's because God had just said, "You're going to help a lot of people." And it scared me because it sounded like he was in the room. I'm thinking, who's in here? So then when I realized, okay, maybe this is God talking to me. Of course, me being who I am, I always ask why, how. So I said, well, God, how? How am I going to help somebody? I don't have children. Um, I don't have a spouse. It's just me. Um, I'm lonely. I'm depressed. I'm almost 300 pounds.
Yeah.
How am I going to help somebody? I need help. So he showed me how. He started directing me. I lost friends. I lost a lot of things, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain. But I knew that something was going to have to change. Either it was going to be me, or I was going to take my life, or something was going to have to change. It was bad. It was really bad. Over the years, because it wasn't anything that happened overnight, I just had to stay focused. Over the years, I realized that not only did I lose friends, I did extra things to lose weight, but it was simply because I knew that I needed to, which I had weight loss surgery. That's no secret. It's the best thing I could have ever done. But I also focused in on myself. Um, I started dating a guy. So he was a great guy. He really was. But he had some issues because I accepted a lot of things during
Yeah.
those times. When you're dealing with self-esteem issues, you tend to accept a lot of things that you probably wouldn't if you weren't. So I met this guy, um, and he showed me what love was like, and I'm thankful that I had him. But he was dealing with substance abuse issues. Here I was leaning in on God's promise. God, you told me I was going to help a lot of people, so I'm going to help him.
You made it fit how you thought it was
Oh,
supposed to
well,
fit.
yeah, we are.
Hmm.
So I'm trying to help him, and I remember going to my pastor at the time because at this point I was going to church, and I told him we're getting married, and he said, Pastor Greg McGee said, have you prayed about it, sis? And I said, well, I have. I've prayed about it. No, I hadn't prayed about it. I wanted this man. I wanted to be married because society said I needed to be married. He said, well, I really want you to pray about it. I want y'all to come in and I want y'all to talk to us, and we did. Probably about a week later, he went on a drug binge and he was murdered. He was murdered. We were supposed to get married. He was murdered 2 days before we were supposed to get married.
I'm so sorry.
But God made me okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he made me okay with it. But God showed me love before that man left, and I feel like I showed that to him too. I feel like that's what he needed. But then I had to turn around. Now here I was again, lonely, no children, no spouse. And I said, well, who's going to love me now? I realized that, okay, yeah, it's just me. And I don't have any children. I don't have a spouse. It's just me. I don't have children. I don't have a spouse. And I can change the way that my whole life looks right now.
Yeah.
I had a clean slate. And that is exactly what I did. I said, I'm going to change every single thing that I don't love about, Misty. Some things God gave us, we can't change it. Skin color, whatever, the height. Some things we can't change. And I was okay with those things. But what I didn't love was the way I looked at my life. I didn't love that. So I wanted to change that. And so with my newfound workout regimen and the discipline and the new love that I had for myself turned into me wanting to further my career. I went back to school. It turned into me hanging with different people. And eventually it turned into me meeting my spouse that I'm with now.